welcome to another episode of Rufus Eats Cheese. Today we have the lovely and hopefully tasty feta.
As Louisa said, we have the wonderful feta with us today. And have you tried feta before?
No, I don't think so.
No, she hasn't tried feta before either. So, just before we taste it, a huge thanks to everyone who's been watching. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for subscribing. Let's go into this cheese. It's a beautiful piece of feta. Now, the name feta is used around the world for pretty much any cheese. Do you not like the smell? For pretty much any cheese that is kind of white, crumbly, and comes in brine. But proper feta from Greece actually has a protected designation of origin. It needs to be made from sheep's milk, in fact, not purely goat's milk, sheep's milk, and it can have some goat's milk in it as well. But primarily, it's a sheep's milk cheese, which I'm very pleased about because I love sheep's milk cheeses, but I don't like goat's milk cheeses. I really struggle with them. I do love cheese, it's true. So this feta is from central Greece, from Thessaly, and it is a pure ewe's milk cheese. They're free-ranging, obviously, and they're grazing and eating a lot of those herbs and things that grow in mountainous areas, particularly in warmer climates. So the milk's really quite special. It's not just plain old pasture. They're grazing in really lovely areas. It's also a really old cheese, feta. The first recorded description of this comes from writings by Cato the Elder in the 2nd century, where he describes this brine-produced white cheese. So obviously if he's written about it, it must have already been a common thing at that time. So how old it actually is, I've no idea, but pretty old. 2nd century, that's a long while ago, isn't it? As mentioned, the name feta, is used around the world for various different cheeses that are similar to feta. Proper feta does have a protected designation of origin. It's aged for about at least 3 months, and it goes through a series of brine concentrations. And when you get it, I believe it comes in 7% brine when you buy it. So there's a little bit of moisture in there, which you can see there. That's the salt water, the brine left over. It's also a vegetarian cheese. So what do you think? You don't like the smell too much? No? Should we give it a try and see if it's any better?
You try first.
Well, I know I'm going to like feta. It's been a very long time. One little secret of our household here, it may come as a shock to many of you, but I rather like cheese, and pretty much eat like all the cheese in the house whenever we have any. So my wife Elena loves feta, so she specifically buys the 100% goat's milk feta because she knows I can't touch it. I actually have a hypersensitivity to caproic acid, so even if it's in the fridge, I can smell it. So, quite true. I'm very pleased that this is a sheep's milk, a ewe's milk cheese, in fact. Let's give it a go.
You give it
It's nice and firm, and it has that nice crumble to it. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Right, let's have a little smell. Oh, wow. You going to try a piece?
No.
You don't know if you're going to try it. Now, it doesn't really smell like any of the other sheep's milk cheeses that I've tried. There's definitely something in the way it's produced that makes the cheese very different. So, Manchego or Ossau-iraty, it doesn't really have, or even the Idiathabal, it doesn't really have anything in common with those in terms of the nose. Let's give it a try. Much tangy and such a lovely flavour. And there's that familiar sheep's milk richness that you get with the other cheeses I just mentioned. Couldn't really taste that to start with, but I have just had an end piece, so this does have quite a lot of brine in it. I'm going to try another piece. It's lovely. The flavour dials up and just stops short before you go, wow. But it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Feta can be made with pasteurised or unpasteurised milk. And as I said, it can have goat's milk in, but it's primarily a sheep's milk cheese. I'm going to try a piece from a bit further in and see if it's a little bit less briny. So you get this lovely initial sharpness from it, and then those gorgeous sheepy milk tones come in, the sheep dairy product. And I have one more piece. Do you sure you don't want to try a little tiny piece? The beginning, the initial flavour is really quite complex, and from what I've read, a lot of those unusual notes and flavours that you get, the sharpness, these fleeting tastes that appear and disappear and they're replaced again, actually come from the herbs that they graze, the wild herbs that are in the mountainous area. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful cheese. I've left this one out for a little bit just to warm up slightly so it's not fridge cold, so the flavour's really nice and rich. How about you try a tiny bit?
Fine.
There you go, there's a little piece on the side.
I might get some water. What do you think? Just in case.
You can get some afterwards if you want.
Okay.
I got an almond there just in case. There you go.
It's too big.
We can cut it in half, it's a bit too big. That's a very small piece, isn't it?
I don't like feta.
Give it a go. You don't know that you don't like feta. Try it. Is it quite strong? It's not like blue cheese or something, is it? It doesn't smell like a washed rind cheese. Ready? Go. Did you get it? Did it fall out? Come on, snapple that one then instead. No, that's not even a piece. That's not even a crumb. That's such a tiny amount.
But if I like it, fine.
Right, you ready? Give it a try. 1, 2, 3. Do you really like it?
Actually, it's quite nice.
It is quite nice, isn't it? Can you taste that bit that sort of tastes a bit like the other sheep cheeses?
I have a weird feeling like I've tried this one before.
I don't know. You'd have been very little if you did, because you tried Mum's one with goat's milk. But this one's
So
used milk.
that is what the flavour is. They taste almost exactly the same. The colour's different though.
Yeah. This one's a little bit more yellow, isn't it? I think.
Yellowy, sort of creamy colour.
Slightly different flavour. So what do you reckon? Would you eat that in a salad?
Maybe not.
You can do other cool stuff with it. You could put it in an omelette, do a cheese on toast. You could melt it over some potatoes or something. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. And now one more little piece. Give it another little try. The texture is beautiful. At one point it sort of looks like chalk, but then it's so crumbly.
It's almost
beautiful. Looks like the cliffs of Dover or something.
Never been there, so I can't tell you.
A little way in, there's this really lovely, actual more animal-y kind of taste. Maybe it is a scent. This is quite aromatic. A lot of it I'm actually almost smelling rather than tasting. So there's a lot of those aromatic little notes going on, whilst the main flavour is still developing as well. So it's really quite complex. It's quite hard to describe, I think. The as I said, the texture is nice and firm. You need to put it in some into a little dish or something. It's quite firm, isn't it?
But at the same time, it's quite squishy as well. Almost like a little small, almost like minuscule trampolines have been put everywhere.
That's basically how they make it. They just put trampolines everywhere and they have all the sheep jumping on trampolines. That's how they make feta. Like a milkshake.
No.
That's true. That's
No!
a fact. It's a cheese fact. It's absolutely a cheese fact.
Okay, let's see. Nope, not on that.
Oh. Well, apparently it's not made by putting sheep on trampolines, but I think that would be an excellent idea. A beautiful cheese. You can get it in supermarkets. This one's from Waitrose. If you saw the previous video, a couple of videos ago, when I ran out of cheese, which is a shocking thing to have happened, we had to go and buy some cheese as an emergency. Yeah, this was one of the ones I picked up, and it is very, very lovely, really nice. So it's definitely available in Waitrose. I would imagine the other supermarkets have it, but I've never looked. They've definitely got a 50-50 sheep's milk, goat's milk feta, but this one's special because it's 100% sheep, and I like that. That's good. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell down below.
If you have any requests, if there's any cheese you'd like me to try and find and taste, pop it in the comments down below. If you think I've butchered any of the cheese that I've tasted, let me know. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I will see you next time.